Hello and welcome to HyzerMedia's coverage of the final round front nine at the Stafford Open, located in Voorhees, New Jersey. This is the finale to the Silver Series for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. This tournament is put on by South Jersey Disc Golf and is sponsored by Innova Disc Golf. Our coverage today is also brought to you by Cosmic Disc Golf. I'm Dave Oster, here with Lou Garcia. Lou, are you ready for this exciting round?
I am. I can't wait to get into this card. This is, final day. We have a great card here. I believe we have Nathan Queen, there he is, coming in with a minus 15 after day 2. And we have also Jonathan Nicolson shooting a minus 15. Then we are here with Luke Samson for the third round in a row, shooting a minus 14 after day 2, so back-to-back minus 7s. And then last to round out our card, we have Matt Bell also shooting a minus 14, so should be a great card.
Absolutely. Excited to get into it, and we will do just that. Starting off with hole 1, par 3, 309 feet. Pretty much a straight shot. You got to get the right disc and get it to slow down on the green. Get either up to this log or just past it, and start off the round to birdie.
Welcome to the 2021 Stafford Open MPO Chase card. Top of the card from North Carolina, Nathan Queen.
Go Nathan.
Nathan's ready here to make his moves today. It's all or nothing, the chase card. There's nothing to be, afraid of or hold back. It's all attack here. See if you could climb up.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't leave anything out on the course because you can't be playing safe and expect to have any better results than where you're at now.
Nathan going with straight shot, finding a tree. Early tree.
Hailing from Derby, Kansas, Jonathan Nicolson.
And we followed Jonathan during round 2's coverage. And what a great player. He has all the shots. He has backhands, forehands, rollers. The guy could scramble, the guy could throw, the guy could putt. It was really a pleasure to watch that. And let's see what he can produce for us today. He's putting.
The
That's circle's edge.
2019 Stafford Open winner, Matt Bell.
2019, you heard the TD right there. Matt Bell won this tournament just 2 years ago, so he's definitely looking to put together a solid round.
Absolutely, he knows how to do it. He's a few strokes out of lead, but full round to go. Who knows what can happen?
That just hooking up a little too soon.
Visiting us from Illinois and sponsored by Castaplast, Luke Samson.
I think Luke got hole 1 2 rounds in a row.
I believe you're right. I think he's got this hole's number.
Well, let's see. Can he go 3 for 3? I think he's got a great opportunity there.
He's got a chance for it. Some nice tree love.
Good luck and have fun.
See the players walking with their umbrellas still. There's still that chance for rain. But like I said, this chase card has been blessed with great weather in terms of sunshine and no rain.
Yeah,
Nathan.
Not just good weather, but with the risk of rain each and every day we've been out here, been lucky to avoid it, not just be forecasted good weather each day.
Matt Bell. Impressive.
Starts it off right.
That had to have been every bit of 50 feet.
At least, and we'll see it again here.
Great putt.
shot. Absolutely.
Just a little right. Great height. Three for three.
That's it. He's got this hole's number, and the number is 2 for birdie.
Hole 1 is 2. Hole 2 could be 3.
Hopefully 3. That's right.
Hole 3, hopefully not a 4.
No, we don't want to keep that pattern going.
Now we're getting out of hand here. Players tapping in, picking up their pars, and we're off. Some are doing what they probably did all week and just getting number 1, and a couple others probably feeling like they missed a couple. As we step up to hole 2, par 4, it is just over 500 feet in the woods here. I think the gameplay here is to get over this angled log. As we've seen, some players, I guess, can crush this far. I think a lot of these players have potential. And that's just going to set you up for this nice little approach shot to the basket for an easy 3. Problem is, it's tight woods at Stafford, so you got to get over there first.
Absolutely, and I think it sets up where if you get enough power on the right-hand backhand to have the disc turning, it just has the speed to keep carrying further up to the green. Like we can see Matt Bell get just about that far and hits this log.
Anything up to this log is so ideal. It takes all the pressure off of the rest of the hole there. If you could just dial in and focus on the drive there and execute the exact shot that you're looking for, it's going to leave you over there. And at that point, the hole gets that much easier. Little straight. We've seen that shot work for Luke all weekend. That one just didn't want to flip over. Maybe a little hesitant. Maybe he just held off on it a little bit.
Yeah, like I was saying, just a little bit more power, and it gets that turn, and that amount of power carries it if you get over that log, right up to the ideal landing zone.
Now, Nathan's lefty player, so he's not going to want his disc to continue fading. So he pushes the left line, kicks out onto the fairway. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's a great spot to be.
Heading into the woods, you can't really ask for a better result. It's going to be interesting seeing the lefty versus righty. I believe Nathan is a predominantly backhand, but I'm sure he'll throw a couple forehands this round as well.
Oh, this course is going to make you do it, whether you like it or not. Look at Jonathan. We've seen him throw every shot in the book. I believe he's throwing the overhand, the roller, the backhand, the forehand.
Yep, he certainly has a full arsenal of shots, which
Wow.
you need here, which is apparent why he's on this card today.
And Jonathan getting all the way up too, just to that log there. That's, once again, just sets up for just a nice upshot. You just got to pick the tree to beat on the turn to the basket. Ouch. This approach shot sets up nicely for the left-hand player. He's just outside circle 1. He's got a putt.
Looked like it might be a bit obstructed, but like you said, just outside circle 1, so not a huge distance for him to get.
Slightly missed the line off the tee, and then you are... Oh my God, Luke Samson almost goes in. Yeah, if you're off the tee and you're going to hit a tree and be in the middle of the fairway and have an upshot, and then you're putting from circle's edge, you have to take that. Matt puts it within 10 foot of the basket. That's great. I think he caught something. There at the last part of that flex for that forehand. Probably left him just at the circle's edge as well. And that's from circle 2. That was further.
And he
He's
nailed
on his,
it.
14th, 15th step at that point. So just to the left of this tree, takes his step. He could have walked that thing in right away.
Dead center chains. Can't ask for anything better. Just a bit shorter for Jonathan, so if he can match that. Just low. Bottom of the disc hit the top of the cage. It's not enough to go in.
Yeah, Luke's shot came in running this basket. That could have been the birdie. Look, this is for his par. And that's one of the first misses we've really seen from Luke all weekend. I mean, yeah, he's missed a couple, but they've been from much further than that. He's been pretty good just inside the circle.
Unfortunately, he will be starting even through 3.
So Luke going back to even for this round. The other players are finding some birdies and missing some opportunities, but we move on. We move on to hole 3. We're going to cut the corner of this little pond here, hit the gap, put it by the basket, get that birdie putt. First on the box, we got Matt Bell. Wow, that was really clean over the pond there and through the gaps and checked up with that log right there. So he's pretty close for that birdie look. Nathan turning something. Yep. Take what Stafford could give you sometimes if it's going to be helpful, right?
Yep, and I would have to guess that this shot is a great deal more difficult for the lefty backhand. Trying to turn something over but not have too much speed to go too far past the basket.
Wow, and Jonathan throwing that EMAC again. He's just got that disc dialed in. That looked like the exact same shot from round 2. Looked like he flirted wide. And he went wide and long there. And he also went in the basket there for a birdie.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where it landed. It went in.
Great putt from Luke. And Nathan lined up his birdie putt. Yeah. Over the top.
Looked like he willed that one in there with his little bit of body English.
It was a good putt.
Absolutely. Not to take anything away from him.
Matt in for his 2. And this is what Jonathan has left for his 2. This is going to be a star frame. What a great hole. So now everybody at this point in the round is under par for their round. So 3 holes in, Jonathan is -1 for the round. Luke is -1 for the round. Matt and Nathan are 2 under for the round.
Yeah, great starts by the card. As we move to hole 4, par 4, 558 feet through the initial gap of trees out into the open. Get a good spot where you can see right around this corner a little bit, and then you just have to go through these couple trees and land on a wide open green, close enough that you make a comfortable putt.
Correction. Matt Bell is 3 under. That's why he still has the box. He has birdied hole 1, hole 2, and hole 3.
Oh, that's right. He started at 14 instead of 15.
Right.
Well, an even better start than we thought.
Yep. Matt's out in the open. A little low. He wishes there was a little more height on it, but he'll be all right there. Trick is not being too far left at any given point on this hole. It just makes the shot way too hard.
Yeah, you're either pinched off by the weeds and a couple trees on the left side, or if you go way too far left, there is a giant hole that needs to be avoided. But if you're in there, it makes it very difficult to get out.
And Nathan just putting that disc out into play. I believe he threw the same disc that he just threw on hole 3 there.
I believe you're right. If it's working, why change it?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's what I meant.
I know. I don't talk no good either. Flirting with the only thing you don't want to hit there. Misses it, and he's in great position. Matt Bell up first. Little inside. I think that may have just stopped a little short of the green there.
Yeah, there's a pretty hard line between the grass and the wood chips or the leaves, where if you get just over the grass, you're going to slide up to the pin, but if you stop just a few feet short of the grass, you're going to catch you.
Yeah, it's pretty compact over there. You go too fast a disc, big driver, wide rim driver, you could skip well away from that basket. A lot of players are opting for a mid-range shot here, I'm sure. Just get that subtle skip and let the disc settle. A great shot from from Jonathan right there. And going to be a stand and deliver here from Luke. And he look at that, just caught the edge of that dirt right there. Had it been 3 foot back, he would have found the grass and may have just stuck.
That's right, and he wound up kicking it right off the bottom of the pin.
And Nathan's got that left for his par. Matt Bell opting for a poke at this basket with a forehand. Just flashing in front of the basket. That was really close. The back of the basket catching that disc for birdie for Jonathan. Great comebacker from Matt Bell. Saves his par. Nathan with a par and Luke with a birdie.
So 3 pars and 1 birdie on this hole. This was playing as the easiest hole today at half a stroke under par. So this card not quite playing to that, but we will move on.
Yep, we're moving on to hole 5. This is probably becoming one of my favorite holes out here. I like the OB on the left and the right. It is just over 600 feet. It's a par 4. They moved the pin back further. So you get this kind of like full shot off the tee with some danger, and then you kind of need the full shot up shot. And you need to make sure you hit your gap and try to get it up by the basket. Yep, and it settled down quite nicely for Jonathan. Luke forehand here all week, just by choice. Wind hasn't been an issue much on this hole at all, which is surprising at Stafford. Usually these open holes have a little bit of a breeze to them. Just this weekend at this time of day, they've teed off pretty close to this lunchtime hour, most of these players. And up until the evening when they, tapped out on 18, really nothing going on in the air. So
yeah, and even more surprising with the tropical system that's been out over the coast, I think a lot of players were expecting heavy winds for this tournament. But like you said, calmer than on a normal round out here.
We'll take it.
Absolutely.
Nathan threw a pretty solid full shot there. I think he may have moved up furthest down this fairway. So that's going to make the hole that much easier for him. Wow. Matt Bell throwing his second forehand on this hole, has his disc on top of the basket dancing. How did that not go in? That was so close.
That was great. That deserved to go in, honestly. I think the course took one away from him there.
So there's plenty of guardian trees on this. The gaps are fair. So when you throw your shot exactly how you want, just like Nathan did, it's going to be a pretty up and down birdie. But if your shot's off a little bit, you're going to find one of those trees and you're going to leave yourself with a long look at the birdie, or you're going to be left with that tap and par.
Yeah, and we saw how Nathan, having just that extra bit of distance, made his upshot easy enough that he absolutely parked his hole just a few feet away from the basket.
Par for Luke and par for Jonathan. Then you got the birdie boys.
Yeah, I got the birdie. I think 2 out of 3.
Yeah, so that's how that hole goes. It's pretty parable and birdieable at the same time. You definitely don't want to walk away with the bogey there, going OB early or anything like that. And we're off to hole 6, another par 4.
Yep, 781 feet, the longest hole on the course. And to get over the crested hill for your first shot, you want to land somewhere in the middle to the right side, not too far left, otherwise you'll be pinched off. And your second shot, you're trying to get through these trees and give yourself a putt up this pyramid-style built-up green.
Yeah, so we have OB working down the entire right side of this fairway. It wraps back, and I believe behind the basket.
Yeah, just a few feet behind the basket, actually. Probably no more than 15 to 20 feet straight behind. There is an OB line.
And that would be behind the structure that the pin sits on?
Yes, it's actually built up behind higher than it is on the front side.
Mm-hmm.
So if your discs do go past the green, it doesn't take much for them to go out of bounds, which only adds to the difficulty of an extreme uphill putt.
That's an impressive shot there from Nathan. You know, throwing that lefty backhand full, making sure it doesn't turn, or fade too soon to go to the OB. He definitely had that shot figured out. And Jonathan leans into one, puts it out there. Looks like he's setting up to try to crush one out there. It was a very powerful throw, just not the height he definitely wanted. So it's just going to leave you short. Didn't have enough time to fly. So he's going to be up first. What's your least favorite mistake on the course when you think you're throwing a routine shot and it goes wrong?
Probably getting it too nose up.
Too nose up?
I find that nose up will make your disc do more bad things than just missing a line a little bit. At least in an open hole. In the woods, just missing your line by a little bit could obviously be a quite bigger problem if you hit a tree. But I find that nose up, you can really just go way off of where you're aiming and lose all the distance you wanted.
Matt Bell puts it on the structure on a second shot. He's looking at a birdie. And I don't even think Matt was as close as Jonathan was. I think he was a little ways behind him. Jonathan slides up there too, so I mean, players have gotten this hole figured out at this point of the tournament. So they're figuring how to attack here. Nathan's got a little left. And I believe that fence area back there, I mean, he's a little ways away from it. I believe if you were to go over that, you're OB. And he gives it, I think, the half go there.
Yeah, you really, like we were saying, can't go too much into it, especially from that far away, with the OB so close behind. But Jonathan certainly is close enough to give it a go. And he does.
He goes and he gets.
That's right. Doesn't even need the stairs, hopping up the tiers. Now he uses stairs. Luke with a similar putt from the other side of the structure.
Sticks it. He walks away with his birdie. Now he's -3 for the round. So he's playing just how he wanted to. 6 holes in, 3 down. And Matt just slides it up in there, nose up, off the cage and in. Calling it the MJ special.
We were surprised yesterday that this hole was playing as the hardest hole in the course. I am here to tell you it is again playing as the hardest hole in the course.
I still refuse to believe that.
We'll have to check with the stats guy to make sure everything's correct, but that's what it says.
I could see how the hole could cause some troubles, but they made it look really easy, and I think that's how the hole should play.
Yeah.
So, and that's why they're up their chase card, trying to track down those leaders.
All right, best players are at the top.
Hole 7, over the pond. Hit the gap, missed the wall over by the basket, and hopefully you got a putt. I mean, those are just, you're really so focused here on executing your shot, the flight of the disc, and it's a one-way trip.
You got that right. You don't want to be going the other way.
I don't think those cheers were for Matt.
I do not believe so. The lead card just behind this card, these two holes kind of parallel each other. That might have just been unfortunate timing.
That was
because Matt's disc did roll right into the water, and that's going to be...
That was a good shot from Matt. Found an unfortunate angle from the front of that green area over there.
And he'll be taken from the drop zone. This hole is made even more difficult by, even if you make it on the green and roll back, you can't take it on the green. You have to take it to the drop zone, which of course pretty much eliminates being able to save your par.
Mandatory drop zone if you're in the water on the tee shot. Yep. Luke threw this one far all weekend, so he's just sticking with that trend. I think going long and still having opportunity for your par is better than coming up short and looking for an incredible throw-in to save your par.
Right. Oh. And it sits.
Is that in?
That is in bounds. That was a fortunate non-roll into the water for Nathan, because it'll...
That is rare.
Right.
That has got to be very rare. It's got to be the softest disc in the world to just absorb that wall and really not kick back that hard. Wow, this is a tricky putt for Jonathan. I mean, he's going to definitely be negotiating a couple things here. It had the line, just missed the height. And Luke doing what he did all week on this hole from that position was lay up, and I think it's a smart choice. You don't need any unnecessary strokes. It's pretty out of play there. Nathan grabbing the birdie. Great putt from Nathan.
Taking advantage of the disc not rolling into the water, getting the birdie. Take a look at it again. See how low. Not only is he below the basket, but he crouches so low we almost couldn't see him for a second. Comes back up and he nails the putt.
Those shades are killer. Let's talk about the real gem here. Those shades are amazing.
Yeah, the sun is actually out right now.
Nathan, let me know where you got those glasses. I need a pair. Yep. It's a good putt from Matt Bell. Yep. Couple pars, birdie, and one bogey. And see, the thing is that Matt threw a good shot. I don't know what you would want to change on that. It just caught a bad edge on that short side of the fairway over there to the right. And unfortunate result.
Yeah, it's just the shape of the hole, the danger of it. But we move on to hole 8, par 4, 467 feet. This is our multiple dogleg hole. A couple to the left, a couple turns to the left. Get hopefully a skip shot after a bit of a tunnel off the tee. Sets you up for finding some kind of line through your next turn and wind up on the green for your birdie, hopefully.
I would think this is a tough hole for Nathan here.
Oh, absolutely.
But I mean,
Doesn't make it look that way.
no. But that left-handed shot did have him push a little deep into what is now going to be considered the right side of the fairway. He threw a little past the turn. So now, basically, from where he's at, he is now on the right side of the fairway, which is a tough spot to be, especially for a lefty.
Yeah, definitely not a lefty designed hole. Hoping to get a flare skip like Jonathan is here. Oh, but into a tree.
Not bad. We've seen our players get up and down from there. Apparently, there's some straight looks at the basket from over there. I think he's far enough down where we've seen Luke from that position, I believe, during round 1, and it was wide open. So hopefully Jonathan's got the same look. Yeah. Little early, little inside. If that was down the gut, it was going places because he definitely put some power into it.
Oh, yeah.
And Matt's disc just not hooking up. It just traveled a little too straight and pushed deep back into that right side now. Luke trying to play a skip shot. Didn't really quite see where that went. Sounded like it tapped off of something. We'll have to see where he's at. So Nathan has a gap.
And he hits it.
That's it. Give him a gap and he's got a shot.
That was a great shot. Somewhat out of position. Completely pures the line. Winds up a little bit past the basket for a putt.
Well, Jonathan threw a shot there. I think he executed what he wanted to do. I just don't think he really got the result he was intending. And Matt's definitely close enough.
Yeah, that was a awkward turnover shot from a crouch position. Looked like he couldn't go down to a knee because of the log in his way. He had to throw from basically a squat position, but made it work.
Yeah, so Luke is just probably closer to 60 feet there, just like circle two's edge. He definitely caught something trying to get into the green there. And now we have Jonathan, and he's probably every bit of 50 feet. And just misses right. Nathan from just outside circle 1, I think.
Focus. Get rid of any of those pressure thoughts and really center yourself, like where you're at and the shot you're throwing. Trying to just really let everything besides the basket bleed away.
So players tapping in for their pars. Look like Matt's the only player on the card to grab the birdie there. Good job, Matt. And we are moving on to hole 9. This hole is very interesting. It's a very, very technical shot. As we pass this tree with the Y on it, you need to just miss that to the right side. So it's a very tight turnover shot here. Forehand, very tight. Nathan with his left-handed shot, doesn't matter. It's just a very tight shot. So it looks like Matt threw the shot.
He
And-
certainly did.
I mean, that's flying through what is like a 4-foot gap to do that. You know, Matt's been here before. He's played the course. He knows that shot. And he just crushed it. I mean, game plan, check. Executed.
Yeah. If you do hit this gap, it does widen out, which is the reward you get for getting through the gap, as we see Nathan does as well.
Yeah. Nathan pushed us a little straighter. It went out to that outside fairway, which is really hard to stay on from the beginning of your shot. That's a really tough spot to be. That's where I throw to lay up. I just throw the wide forehand shot through that outside gap, and I just leave it there. My intention here is to par, not get frustrated trying to par. Jonathan going with that roller again. He did not get the same result as round two. So he's going to have a lot of work left.
Do you think the shot shape difference between a lefty backhand and a righty forehand could give the advantage to Nathan by being able to hit the gap to the outside?
See, off the tee, I think they're similar. I think Nathan's shot went to the inside gap and found its way to the outside gap. So he went from inside gap to outside gap. I think his shot just ended up a little straighter, but it was 1,000% successful.
Yeah, no doubt
See
about
the
that.
left. See this V tree here. He ended up pushing out to the left side of that. So that's probably what happened. To me, watching the catch cam, it looked like it came from that outside gap. It probably didn't. I think that's what happened.
Luke leaving that one just a little bit short. Not the distance of putt you want after a second shot.
Really good bid. Great birdie from Matt Bell. Well, that's our front nine from this chase card. Unfortunately, Luke finishing this front nine with a bogey. He's got to shake that off right away because there's just 9 holes left. Nathan is going bogey free. He's playing pretty well. Matt Bell also playing extremely well. And Jonathan's pretty steady. He's grabbing a couple birdies and he's just playing along. So can't wait to see how this all shakes out.
Absolutely, and we just want to thank our supporting sponsor, Smokey's Craft Barbecue, located in Bayville, New Jersey. And with that, we will move on to our back nine coverage of the final round. We'll see you over there.
See you on the next tee.